Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off giving all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles, our elders, a great millstone, who will teach you on sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children. Let the Lord have mercy on these last days. All right, it's your brother HAQADASH, representing Germans, Brent here in Cleveland. Lord willing to bring out a quick and edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Okay. The title of this lesson is hold on, bear with me. The importance of marriage and its connection to Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, all right, the importance of marriage and its connection to Yahawah, Yahawashi. So, you know, our marriage, right, between a man and a woman, okay, signifies the connection and how the Lord set everything up, all right, between us and Him, between Him and us, okay. And, you know, the things that the woman has to do for her husband, her man, okay, it's the same things that the man has to do for Yahawashi, for Yahawah, Yahawashi. All right. We play the same role as our wives to us. All right. From submission, okay, to reverence, to, you know, everything, you know. In Proverbs 31, it tells you that. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. It tells you that. Let me see. Bear with me, because it's gonna say her husband is just gonna. There you go. 23, Proverbs 3:31 and 23. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Right? Because why is this? You know what I'm saying? Because of how the woman was carrying herself. You know what I'm saying? So, but how the men of the Lord carry themselves, all right, in society. You know what I'm saying? And how they move in society is going to reflect our husband, all right, the one that we're entwined with, and you know, the one that we are one with, which is Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, Yahawashi being our husband. So when we're out there preaching and teaching, that's why the scripture talk about not bringing blame, all right, to the ministry. You know, because it reflects on Yahawashi, man. You know, how we do things in this ministry, it reflects how Yahawashi looks, man. Okay, his image. And we are ambassadors, meaning, and we work for Yahawashi too. All right, that's the job of a woman. She works for her husband. She's in servitude to her husband. You know what I'm saying? She's one with her husband, but she also serves him. She works for him. Okay, all right, just like we do to Yahawashi. You know, I want to get this real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 7:39. It says, the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. See, and that's how you know that's a cut to the nations becoming the wives, one of the wives of Yahawashi, man. You know, like in terms of that bond, that intertwining, you know. Because why? Because our husband lived, you see? So we're bound by the law as long as our husband liveth, just as our wives to us. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. But Yahawashi liveth. So we're bound to him forever. You see? See, so it says, matter of fact, hold up. Let me grab this real quick. And Mark 10. We're gonna start let's start at 8. Start at 6. Mark 10:6. But from the beginning of the creation, the Most High made them male and female. For this cause shall a male man leave his father and mother. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Right? This is the job of a husband and a wife. They cleave on one to another. They become one. Okay? And it says, as Yahawashi is to the church, which are the men that uphold the church, the prophets. Okay? The Yahawashi has and those men cleaved unto each other, and it became one flesh. Okay? And they twin, and that's why the tiny technology is so important not to take, because Esau is trying to penetrate another man's woman. Okay, he's with that seed in the that charagma, all right, that stigma, all right, that pricking, that's his rod and his seed, and his seed is that tiny technology, man. You know, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to impregnate the elect virgins, okay, of Yahawashi, because if you go back to 1 Corinthians 7, it says there is no, it says in 34, it says there is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, you know, that she may be holy both in body and spirit. And that's what the elect is, in a sense, because they're virgins. All right, but they also belong to the Lord. That's our husband, okay, which the marriage will be being reconciled. Okay, it's gonna be a fully reconciled once we receive those new bodies, because that's when we take on the image completely of our Lord. You see, the Lord have betrothed us. It says that she may be holy both in body and in spirit, but she that is married care for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. You see, and that's ultimately what it's going to come down to, how we're going to be able to care completely for the things of Yahawashi, so that we may please him in the kingdom, man. Okay? But going back to this Mark 10, it says 7, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most I have joined together, let not man put asunder. And in the house of his disciples asked him again of the same matter, and he said unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. Right, and that's why Yahawashi would never choose another nation. You see, because he's joined unto us, and we're joined unto him. You know, that would be adultery. You know, for it says, and he said unto him, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. Right, that would be adultery. If, you know, by us serving other gods, that's adultery. That's another husband, that's another man. You know, taking on information from other gods and other nations, that's adultery that we committed as a nation, man, with our husband. It says it here, and if a woman shall put away her husband, that's what Israel did. They turned their head, or pulled the shoulder, right? They put away their husband, which is Yahawashi, and be married to another, she committed adultery, right? And this is why we got the punishment as we did. And eventually, you know, a lot of our people are going to receive the fire aspect of that judgment, man. Playing a harlot, you know, not coming back to your maker or your husband, man. You know, when you go to Proverbs 8, was that Proverbs 18? Yeah, Proverbs 18:22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord, because it symbolizes what we have between us and the Lord, man. You know, So and Esau knows that. That's why he had to break up the marriage concept within the Jake community. Because if you destroy marriage, you won't understand how important order is. You won't understand how important submission and servitude is unto the one that's over you. You see, you will operate in complete lawlessness when you're not married. Talking to a chick the other day, she about to turn 25 or something. I'm like, she talking about she this type of woman and all that, but I'm like, look, to prove you not is because you about to be 25 and you not married yet. So you trash. You see what I'm saying? You're trash, man. In this society, you know, the Lord didn't bless you with a husband, man. Okay, not saying that's not going to happen in the near future. What I'm saying is that, like I told her, man, the highest status that a woman can have is of being a married woman. Outside of the glory of her hair, her being a wife to a husband or a man of the Lord is one of the greatest things that she can accomplish in her life, is being a wife outside of childbearing. You know what I'm saying? That's an honor. And we obtain favor from the Lord because marriage is important. It's how we continue as a nation. It's how we continue to live. Our marriage with Yahawashi, our coming back to our husband was very important so that we could live. When you don't attach to your husband, you die because you don't understand the ways of life. You eventually, you might sustain, it might look like you sustain it for a little bit, but you will eventually be consumed. This is Ephesians 5:25. It says, husbands, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church, and he gave himself for it. Right? This is why marriage is so important, because it symbolizes what Yahawashi is, who he is, and what he is to us, and what he's done for us, so that we may live. That's what a husband does. A husband protects his wife. You see, he gave his life so that we can live. You know? That he might sanctify and cleanse it with washing of water by the word. That he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. And that's why Yahawashi did what he did. Was willing to give up himself so that we may live. Because he know he's living. He know he was going to live. But he gave himself up. Okay? So that we can live. And that's how a man operates, man. He's the one that protects and uplifts the body. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourished it and cherished it, even as the Lord the church. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Hamashiach in the church. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. Right? Making the comparison between our marriage here with our earthly woman, okay, and us and Yahawashi with the men that lead the church, that's over the church. Okay? He's making a connection between the two. Okay? Because once it's a balance and it's an order, you know, to everything. Matter of fact, this is 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. It says, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High, Yahawah. And that's the order. You know, this is the order. The significance of the woman, her covering her head, okay, and you know, the way she moves, all right, attending to the house, okay. That's what the men of the Lord do. We attend to the body, his sheep, right. We tend to the house of David. You know, we feed, all right. We cook meals, right. Spiritually speaking, right. The scriptures is food. We feed the flock, right? We feed the children, the little children, which are the elect. You know, that's what we do. Just like a wife, we tend to the house. We get our scripture saying, second Ezra, get your house in order. 14, they say, get your house in order, man. All right, that's what we do. The woman gets the house in order well, the man gets the house in order, but the woman upholds it. She keeps it clean. Okay. She train up the children to a certain point. You know, she does whatever she need to do in the house so that the house won't fall apart. You know, and that's what the men are doing for Yahawashi unto the house of David, making sure we're maintaining it. All right, Yahawashi, he built it up, and we're maintaining it. You know, this is the order, man. This is the order. Let me get like a couple more. This is 1 Peter. I think it's 3. This 1 Peter 3:1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wise, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, but let it be hidden, man, of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of the Most High of great price. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in the Most High adorned themselves, being in subject unto their own husbands. Right, that's how we prove we love the Lord, by how the wives are in subjection to their husband. That's how the woman proves that she loves the Lord and that she believes in Him. How a woman tends to her husband, and how we tend to Yahawashi, it proves that we believe the Father. We believe the Father and His works and the things that He said, how He was going to give us His Son and so forth, man. We believe everything, you know, because that by why? Because how we move with Yahawashi, how we tend to our husband, how we are in subjection and servitude unto our husband, man. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Right, and so being heirs together, all right, of the grace of life, and that's what we are, the men. All right, that's what the men of the Lord is to Yahawashi, His woman. All right, Jeremiah 6:2, daughters of Zion, which are what Israel is likened to the daughters of Zion. Israel as a whole, the men. Okay. It's like it. Let me just grab it real quick. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Right. That's what I was trying to say. The daughter of Zion is likened to a delicate woman. You know. But going back to this 1 Peter 3:7, like it said, likewise, it says, likewise, ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge. That's what the Yahawashi did unto us, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. We were the weaker vessel, so we had to be built up. And as being heirs together of grace of life. So aren't we, didn't they say that we are heirs with Him? Just like our wives will be heirs with us. Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahawah, by Yahawashi. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahawah, of power, and joint heirs with Hamashiach. If so be that we suffer with Him, that we may be also glorified together. Right, our women are going to suffer with us. You know what I'm saying? But we will be glorified together soon come. You know? This is the similarities and some quick comparisons of how our marriage symbolizes the things that we have with Yahawashi, man. You know? And guess I'll close with this. This is Hosea 2. I'm going to try to breeze through this real quick because the whole chapter is the point. Hosea 2:1. Say ye unto your brother Ami, and to your sisters Wahuma, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I stripped her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. Right, this is what Israel have done. We committed whoredom, and the Lord turned his face, turned his back. Right, he stripped us of power. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he has power over us, just like the husband has power over his wife in the flesh. You know, for their mother have played the harlot. She that conceived them have done shamefully, for she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool, my flax, mine oil, and my drink. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall, that she shall not find her paths. And she shall follow after her lovers. All right, let me jump down real quick. This is the Lord just, taking away our hedge of protection, okay? Let me jump down to 13 and finish. It says, and I will visit upon her the days of Balaam, wherein she burned incense to them, and she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers and forgot me, said the Lord. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. And I will give her vineyards from thence in the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. Right? So it's talking about Israel. And it shall be at the day, said Yahawah Yahawashi, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Bali. Right? When you go into Hosea 2:16, I'm going to that real quick. Ishi. It says male, husband, right? Human being, person, and kind. It says servant, mankind, champion, great man. So it says in that day, it should be at that day, said Yahawah, that thou shalt call me Ishi, thou shalt call me husband, and shall call me no more Bali. Right? Which is my Lord. You see? So, right. The Lord, so it's coming. We've been cleansed by the word and made whole. So we're putting off the idols of Egypt. And now we're coming back to the Lord, and we're calling him husband, man. For I will take away the names of Balaam. Right. We're not going to have no God in our mouth, Lord willing, which is the praise of other gods and the things that come with it out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. And that's kind of like what the man would do for the women. You know what I'm saying? Like when they would conquer a nation's like woman or whatever, she would have to put away her gods, man. And she would have to be stripped. You know what I'm saying? Just like the chapter went into, she had to be stripped. You know what I'm saying? Different things would happen with the hair, the nails, and so forth. And then she would have to put off the gods of her who she served, and she would have to be raised up in the God in which you serve. The power in which you serve. And that's what the Lord is doing for us, because we became like the nations. We became like the heathen. So the Lord had to basically bring us into the fold and into the marriage like we would do a heathen woman. And she would have to put away her gods and take the gods out of her mouth of her fathers. Right? And that's what the Lord did to us. Okay? This is why, you know, this is why this marriage, the reconciliation process is like this. The way, Jake is getting stripped and so forth, right? And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven and with the creeping things of the ground, and I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. You see, the Lord will betroth us unto him forever. Yeah, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, said Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel, which is Israel. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my power. Right, we're going to call the Lord husband again. All right, and that's what you see on a small level happening right before your eyes with the men of the Lord, the elect, man. Okay, so our marriage between man and woman is very important. Okay, you can't just be getting divorces all willy-nilly and, you know what I'm saying, committing adultery, the woman, and, you know what I'm saying, the man taking on other men's wives. And that's why the Lord magnified the law and made it honorable, to the point that now if you even look upon a married woman and lust after her in that way, you've committed the act. You see, so that's how important it is for us to obtain the orders and the ordinances, okay, in the essence, to the vibrations that the Lord put on marriage as a whole, which symbolizes and signifies the connection, the relationship the man of the church have with Yahawashi, man. So Lord willing, is edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi BAHASHAM HAQADASH. Double honors again to our apostles, our elders, a great millstone, rule well, teach you on sound doctrine, and strong shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, the children of the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Hey, till next time, hey, it's Brother Kadash again. Mwah, blah, 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 ADTA soon. Shalom.